All right. Hey guys, good morning. I'm here at Edgemor. Super cute actually. So I just want to show you the neighborhood. So just sweet and peaceful. I'm gonna zoom you in. So that's the athletic field for the school. Okay. And you can tell it's really nice and quiet. North Ave is like right on the other side of there. So that's your main in and out to the city. This guy looks like needs the grass cut, but nobody's been living here, so that's normal. The neighbor does have like a wild yard for pollinators. That's kind of become a thing here. So anyway, just thought I'd mention. So overall, it's cute. It definitely needs some work. Not like major things, but just some things that would have to be taken care of, and we can do something with the price, hopefully, to compensate for that. So first, the positives. I like that there's a gutter system installed. They unfortunately have it draining right to the foundation of the house. So any moisture that they are getting in the basement could probably be pretty easily taken care of by just putting a gutter extender for $20. And I suspect all the gutters are draining right to the house. And I know you saw in the disclosures that it said that they had some moisture. I suspect that would take care of most of it. That's one of the most common things we see all the time. Second thing I wanted to mention on the outside, so the roof they say is about 15 years old. It's not bad. I mean, it looks like at some point they had that ridge cap replaced. That's the top layer that always goes. That looks pretty good. I would say 5 to 7 years you'll be looking at a new roof, but for now, looking pretty good. Let's talk about that chimney. You see how there's no mortar between the bricks? That would just need to be repointed. That means putting the mortar, back in there. It's not a huge chimney. Like, I'll show it to you when I go around back. So not a super expensive job. I mean, like if it were like this chimney, it'd be a little different. But actually you can probably see that's how it's kind of supposed to look. See how there's actual mortar between there? That one, it's missing the mortar. So anyway, okay. You can park on the street like some of the folks here have done. So parking for 2 cars if I would have pulled up, and then you have the garage. This is 0.15 of an acre. So I want to say most of your space is actually in the front yard. But so this is a loop also, you'll see the map. So the only people driving on this road are the people who live like on this street. So I think there's like, I don't know, maybe 15 houses on the street, and that's it. So this is going to be really nice and quiet for kids playing. Okay, some good things, vinyl siding, which is really nice. You'll never have to re-side the house. They did like the exterior trim is vinyl, which is great. You're not going to have wood rot. Some of the windows will need to be done eventually. We'll talk about that. Overall, this house is actually super cute. And I know we were talking about the floors. Most of the floors actually look fantastic. The floors all through here and in this whole living room have been refinished, and they look really good, like really, really good. Okay, so huge living dining room and a wood burning stove, which is so nice. It'll, keep down heat costs if you choose to use it. And let me just take you out to the backyard since we're right here. Newer doors and storm doors here, which is nice. So you can see their firewood they were storing, and essentially the lot line is just going to be like the tree, because you can see this is the neighbor's yard back there. So you can see the fence like right here comes, and then this is open. You could easily fence this, no problem. But basically between this tree and that hedge. So it's a small backyard, more space in the front, but still could be a nice private space. I have not gone in there yet. That's the garage. I have to get a separate key, so we'll deal with that in a minute. All right, so really cute archways. I don't know, this house has lots of light and there's no weird smell here. There's a smell in the basement, we'll talk about that. Kitchen, super cute. You can tell they've done the cabinets. The appliances are nice. Bosch dishwasher, what's up? They're the best. So there we go. And then this goes out to the garage and where I parked. Let's talk about windows. On the outside, they do have the vinyl, which is great. The windows are like original to the house. That's the bad news. The good news is when they put them in, they were really nice windows. These are wood windows. You know, you can see around the trim, just, you know, you could probably redo the trim in these windows at some point, but they're totally livable as they are. And they have exterior storm windows, so that's an added level of efficiency. Yeah, cute kitchen, goes into the dining here, and then your living. This window's in a little bit better shape. You know, they're just not as torn up, but they're also probably more protected. These windows are fine, actually. Oh, these might even be new. These are quite good. Okay. So this is the basement. We're gonna do that last. You have 2 bedrooms and a bath on this floor. And actually this has been redone. Like, I don't know that the pulls are my choice, but you really actually don't really need to do anything here. There is, I mean, it's not like mold, it's super common. It's not, well, it is, I guess, mold, but usually you can just wipe it off with a magic eraser. And it just means that somebody was not running their fan. So that doesn't stress me out. The house does not smell moldy or damp at all. So, okay. Linen, cute. And then 2 really good sized bedrooms. So these are the only 2 rooms where the floor is like, hasn't been refinished. And you can see exactly where they stopped it. Like, refinished, not refinished. So honestly, because it's only these 2 bedrooms down here, you could do one of 2 things. You could refinish it. I think it would probably cost you under $2,000 to refinish both. Or, and I think the reason that these look the way that they do is I can tell they had carpet. There were carpet tacks. So if you prefer carpet, you could put in carpet and not refinish, which would cost less than $2,000. Anyway, really good, nice size room. You could fit a king bed on either wall with plenty of room to spare. Okay. Same with this room, sort of a mirror of that one. The floors are not as bad, although like I don't even consider those bad. The floors themselves are fine. It's just wear. So refinishing would make them look beautiful. Okay. And then kind of same with the windows here. Like they're functional, but you know, it's just older. You can tell they've had condensation on the inside, but those storms I bet are protecting them now. All right. So as we go, oh, one thing I wanted to mention, and we're going to talk about this when we go to the basement. So the floors are like just a little bit uneven in here. That's not like totally uncommon, and I can see exactly why, and there's a solution. So I'll talk to you about that when we go down to the basement. All right. Concrete block construction. So that's, we're gonna have a good old chat about that. All right. So this, like the actual stair treads are in good shape. It's like, this is just paint. So just needs paint. On the landing here, brand new carpet, smells good, looks good, literally brand new, probably never been used. Gorgeous big bedroom. Floors look good, just need to be cleaned a little. I love this bedroom, actually. This I think would be my bedroom if I lived here. It's huge. And I know you're not able to tell because there's no furniture. You could fit a king on any wall. You could fit a king in like a big old chair, and have plenty of room. This is a really nice big space. This is just a good little landing or office. I can tell the electrical's been updated. It's 3-prong instead of the typical 2-prong that we usually see in these houses. And then another good sized bedroom up here. And the floors in this room are fine. I think they did have carpet in here at one point. I mean, like, could refinish it, but honestly, I just think it needs to be like cleaned. That's just dirty. And overall, it's not dirty. It's just like right here is dirty. Small closet, and then in a Cape style home like this, you have oh, is that a chimney liner? Oh, that's sexy, guys. Okay. So I know you're not gonna be able to see in here. So this is your, basically when they did these homes, they left space on the side, which is kind of like your attic, because we're using most of the attic up here, right? So I'm so happy there's a chimney liner, or basically a steel liner. That means that the fireplace is venting nicely. It's new. That's really good. We'll talk more about that, but I didn't see that before, and it makes me really happy. Again, king bed on any wall in here with lots of room to spare. And then finally, this cute little bathroom. And I don't know if you noticed, but these tiles are like the iridescent, like rainbow. I actually think they're beautiful. So hippopotamus, I mean, probably gonna like find that on Amazon later and copy it. And then nice clean tub. Overall, I'm loving this. There's your attic access too for, I'm sure it's like only 4 feet tall up there, but that's for the inspector to find out, not me. All right, let's go down to the basement. We're gonna talk about that. So I'll say this house is concrete block construction. I would say 90% of the homes built around this time have that. And they don't use it anymore in Vermont because our soil, freezes and then melts. And so it's like this expanding, contracting. And what happens when that happens is it pushes on these blocks. So you can see how it's just these concrete blocks, right? You can see that all the way around. When that happens, the blocks can shift a little. And it's not the end of the world. There's a way to fix it, but big basement down here. It is very dry right now. We've had a lot of rain, so this is not by any means like a wet basement. First of all, they should be running a dehumidifier. Everybody should be. They're not. I don't even smell mold. What I smell is cat piss. So they had a cat and probably kept their litter boxes down here, and that's what it smells like. So that is something that could certainly be remedied. Here you see water staining and a little bit of the beginning of like fungal growth. Like some Kills paint would literally take care of that. And mold does not grow where there is no moisture. So taking care of the moisture would be a really good idea. Oh, and I can see how these are new windows? So I bet they were old, leaky, disgusting windows. Water was just pouring in right here and here and there. So anyway, they redid all the windows in the basement. So now you're nice and dry. Okay. So getting back to the concrete block. What happens with concrete block is that it begins to shift. So let's look here. You see how this is ever so slightly just leaning, and you can see the lean is along this line, okay? So basically, what they do to correct this, Northern Basement comes in. I had this done in my house that was built in 1950. And they put a couple of just steel bars and drill it in. And then the steel bars, like, press, reinforce, and like kind of pull. And you do like literally like a 1/4 inch a year and just keep it from moving more. So it braces it in place. I think if we did make an offer on this home, I would want a quote from Northern Basement, and we can, talk about what they would recommend. This is also, let me say, this is not something that like you have to do today. It's not something you have to do in 5 years. It's just, if you're going to live in this house for a long time, my personal recommendation, and something I did myself, was to have some of those steel supports put in so I never have to think about it again. It is not like actively like bending and shifting and causing you a bunch of trouble, but I think it should be done. I had to put in 4 beams along a back wall. It was like almost identical to this. I think I paid $1,700. Okay. So not insignificant, but also it's not like it's like, a $14,000 roof. Water heater, not terribly old. I think that's all right from what I can tell. This is the heat system, and they have had it like cleaned, serviced, tagged every few years, including this year. Here's the thing. It's a cast iron boiler, and even though it's like 20 years old, this is what I was talking about, where they don't have a ton of moving parts and they tend to last for a really long time. And then also keep in mind, it looks like they were heating a lot with wood upstairs. So this probably wasn't getting like a ton of use, which is good. So I don't have a problem with this. The only thing I really have a problem with, like I said, is kind of the cat pee smell, which has to be dealt with. And then running a dehumidifier and cleaning it up and maybe doing a coat of like the Kills paint all around. This, for example, this is where the old oil tank was back before natural gas was even here, and they haven't painted over it. So I suspect none of this has been painted in like decades. Okay. Main water shut off. This is where your washer dryer was. This house does not come with a washer dryer. And also remember I said the gutter, when we were out front, this is exactly where that gutter dumps off. So that's why you see there was moisture here. They just need to put out gutter extenders. So this is the old original concrete or cast iron sewer pipe, but they've replaced like all the lines here, which is great. Updated electrical. There's no like old cloth wiring. That's a nice thing too about an unfinished basement, is you can literally see all the plumbing and electrical. An old landline. I know this looks scary, but it's literally an old landline. So yeah, I don't have an issue with this house at all. In fact, I think it could be insanely cute if you came in and did just a little bit of work on it. So yeah, this, should go, and it needs a handrail. There was no more handrail. Yeah, that's all I can think of. But overall, I actually really like it. I think it would just be a matter of finding a price that makes sense. And again, this is a house that you could move into tomorrow, do literally nothing, and then do work kind of as you're comfortable. And there's no cat pee smell, by the way, up here at all. Like, none. No smell at all. It just smells like nothing, which is the ideal scenario. All right, guys, let me get this off to you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.